is Hilly.
And I'm Hannah.
And we're the creators of the Hillywood show. We are so stoked to be here. There's some special people backstage, and we would love to show them how loud Umbrella Academy fans can get.
All right, guys, so we're going to need your help. Follow my lead. When I point to this side of the room, you guys are going to say Umbrella. When we point to that side of the room, Academy. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. To introduce our first special guests.
We have co-executive producers extraordinaire Jason and Jamie Neese.
She is your favorite robot mom, Jordan Claire Robbins.
You know him as the donut-loving, time-traveling assassin. It's Cameron Britton!
There's so many.
There is a lot.
I loved you had to get the high chairs because they're like the shortest people on planet Earth. Between Cameron, Jamie, and I were like 6'8" average. Jordan too.
Well, guys, we wanted to let you know, unfortunately, we got word that Steve Blackman cannot make it today, but it's because he's been called on duty for season 4. You guys want to elaborate about that, Jason and Jamie?
Yeah, as it goes with our tiny little show that we make, he had some production fires come up. So we were going to transmit back all the enthusiasm that's happening here. He's very sorry. I think we might have someone that can make it up for you a little bit later, though.
Ooh.
Oh, my.
Well, we have some fan-submitted questions. You guys sent us your questions, and we would love to get into them if you guys are ready for the challenge.
Cameron, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You good?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Just looking at everyone.
Alrighty, so this first one was from Ember, and they wanted to know, how do you feel knowing that the last season is approaching?
Well, I mean, it's been such a journey for Jamie and I. We've been there with Steve since pre-pilot. You know, Gerard did such an excellent job with the comic book. Gerard Word. I mean, it's sad, right? Because we want to keep doing the show forever. We think there's a lot of space to do it, but this season's going to be pretty rad. So we're pretty excited to give you guys that one last journey with the siblings.
Proud. Also, it's going to be epic, so yeah. I mean, we're about to start cooking, so it's going to be really huge. I think you guys are going to like it.
Very, very cool. Our next question is for Cameron and Jordan. Are there any elements of yourself that you portray in your characters? And this is from Daniel V.
Go first.
Yeah, I actually think Hazel kind of showed me a couple things about myself that I didn't quite know. I've always been kind of uncomfortable being in a bad mood around other people. I'm sure a lot of us feel that way, but Hazel is so comfortably a grump, and now so am I. I feel pretty good about it. Watching Aidan Gallagher be 15 and pull off a salty asshole, it's kind of like, well, if he can do it, then I can do it too. And now I'll often be in my house getting up in the morning grumbling to myself and be like, I feel like Hazel right now. So yeah, thanks to him for that. It was a cathartic experience turning into a negative person.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Very positive. I've always felt like a bit of a loner growing up. Like I didn't have a lot of good friends in high school, and so definitely being able to lean into that, like the loneliness that Grace felt, and just kind of feeling very isolated and searching for that sense of connection. I felt really seen by her. I actually related to her a lot more than I thought I would when I read that she was an AI. So that helped me lean into the humanness of her.
Being a robot made you a human?
Yeah, wow, that's poetic.
I trademarked that.
All right, next question is from Jill P, and they wanted to know, what was it like working with Weta Workshop?
I mean, Well, I mean, that Pogo looks pretty real to me at this
Well,
point.
we
you're
should
just like-
explain. We should explain who Weta is.
Right. All right. Fair.
So
Fair,
they
twin
are
brother.
an epic VFX company. They're like the Monkey People, Planet of the Apes, and they, along with the fabulous Everett Burrell, who was our VFX supervisor and the man, producer, visionary, they created Pogo. And to say that Weta isn't one of the best in the game would be silly, right, Jason?
Yeah, no, actually, Pogo is actually, they made him be alive, so he lives with us in the production office now.
Yeah, he's real now.
That's how realistic they made him.
That's how good they are. You know, it's interesting when we watch stuff, it's tough, right? Water, fire, hair, paper floating, animals, cocaine bear. I mean, don't lie, we're all ready for that one. Right? That trailer is epic, but it's really hard to do animals, and Weta does it best. And they're just great. They're great people.
Yeah, and I'd also like to mention in collusion with Weta, and what a fabulous job they did with Pogo skinning it as a creature, is that Adam Godley and what he does to bring that character to life with his voice acting, we just found to be almost as profound and really made Pogo what it became. So, but yeah, Weta. I mean, Pixmondo, rest in peace. The chief over there just died. I saw today, and yeah, Spin and a lot of other Method. So many visual effects houses that help bring this big world of Umbrella Academy to life.
Folks, Mars, Weta,
Digital Film Tree.
Digital Film Tree, they rock. Deluxe. I mean, if you know how to do VFX, we'll hire you. I swear we need that many people.
I was so excited when I found out it was Weta Workshop because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Is there any Lord of the Rings fans out here? And we all know, Richard Taylor from Weta Workshop, and when we heard that those were part of your visuals, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
I mean, even with our show that's as big as it is, it was hard to get them to get them. Like, everybody wants them. So we felt blessed that they had an opportunity to carve out some time to do that for us.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Shout out to Weta. Our next question is from Ciamara Arlette. And Ciamara wants to know, what has been your favorite moment or experience with the fans thus far?
Well, that's for these two because they're stars.
I mean, except for now, obviously, because this is pretty rad in itself. Thank you guys for coming out.
But Jordan, you tell me. I mean, you've done the circuit, especially season 1 when we first blew up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the best. Like, we have the best fans ever. So that's my favorite part, honestly, of getting to be a part of this, is like feeling the love, feeling the support, feeling like the story is received in such a profound way. That's what excites me so much about, having had the opportunity to come back again and again for the past few seasons.
Well, Cameron, go on.
Yeah, I'll say a story about one fan in particular that I'll never forget. Because I kind of get surprised when people come up to me because I can't grow Hazel's beard. That's actually made out of yak hair, which is a big Hollywood thing. I don't know what part of the yak they're cutting that from.
Don't tell them about the yak hair. That's a secret.
I believe there's like a yak farm on Wilshire Boulevard, and they're just getting primed and trimmed all day. But I did get recognized. I was at a basketball game, and I was in line, and this 15-year-old girl runs up and says, "Hey, are you like in Umbrella Academy?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And you saw her brain shut down. Like, she was excited and surprised, and then just kind of stood there with this half-shot, smiled grin, and then realized that she hadn't said anything for like 4 straight seconds, and then she just ran away.
This is exactly how Jamie and I are when we see both of you as well.
Yeah, that can't, I don't think that can be beat. It kind of said it all. It was pretty cute. Sweet one. I did have someone working at a cash register say, "Hey, you look like that guy, that actor." And I said, "Cameron Britton?" She said, "No, Seth Rogen." Yeah, he's great. He's really great.
Well, we have a really fun question here. This is from Carissa M. This is for all of you. The Umbrella Academy always has the best music. But if you could choose a personal theme song that would play anytime you entered a room, what would it be?
Superstitious by Stevie Wonder.
I thought it needed to be a song from the series. It can be any of them? Oh, okay.
Any song, any song.
I mean, Spice Girls was in season 3, right?
It's all right, say it.
Just anything Spice Girls, really, for me.
I went with Backstreet Boys because I just thought it was ridiculous. We had that fight scene with the Swedes. I was like, I'll be that contrast.
I feel like I live my life with Fleetwood Mac songs singing in my head, so probably everywhere. And I know we lost a great one a couple days ago, so probably everywhere. I love Fleetwood Mac.
Nice choices. We should see some of those songs besides Backstreet Boys.
You want to see me dance? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Do your Backstreet Boys dance. I think you and Glenn practiced it up in Moab, didn't you?
Yeah, no, Glenn's way better at it than I am.
Our next question comes from xmitch1709. Jordan, Grace has had amazing costumes and different looks throughout all 3 seasons. What season of looks has been your personal favorite?
Oh, that is so hard to choose because I just love every single season. And it's been so different. Like, I've gotten to play so many versions of Grace. If I had to choose one, I probably would choose the first season just because, I mean, just so many iconic looks and you know, setting the tone for where Grace was going. Yeah, I'd have to say season 1, I think.
I mean, our hair, makeup, and costume are amazing, right? I mean,
yeah, they're the best. They're the best. And then, but I mean, culty Grace in season 3 was pretty fun too. Like, the neckline just kept getting higher and higher, and then I end up with that nun's. You know, that was fun too.
Culty Grace. Yeah. Hashtag Culty Grace.
This is from Taylor L. Once the Umbrella Academy wraps, what is one piece of memorabilia you would like to take home with you, or do you already own a piece?
Oh yeah, well, everybody steals everything from these sets. It's just a secret. I want Christopher right there. That's a hell of a job you did with that.
Oh my gosh, I just saw that.
You know, one thing that Jamie and I got, this company called Thingery that does a lot of the physical things that you see in Umbrella that aren't VFX. They made us little figurines of Pogo in like his dojo suit that we were pretty stoked about.
Yeah, if you came to our office, I won't say where it is, but it's not too far away. There's basically have y'all seen, did y'all come to our office? Oh, y'all were stuck up in Toronto. So we have like a life-size version of Pogo, season 1, that was like the stand-in Pogo. I mean, the genius behind it, Blackman, will, I'm sure, eventually get it. I just want to keep working for him so I can be near it. But it's fabulous. I'll put it on my Instagram at some point, but it's crazy. It's like legit, like a real version of Pogo, like all molded.
How about you two? What have you stolen or maybe? Especially Cameron, since we killed you all.
Thieves. Wait a minute, people might not have seen that yet.
I feel like anybody that's here, hopefully has seen it.
I asked for and was given the carpal tunnel brace. I have that.
He's like, I'm asking.
That doesn't mean I didn't steal it. It means I asked for and then was given it. But I just think that embodies Hazel to a T. I think that's one of the coolest little features.
Jordan, did you steal any of your outfits? Because they all look fabulous.
I have tried so many times, and I've always been told no. So I'm kind of annoyed that you were told yes. That's fine. It's favoritism. But the boots that I got to wear when Grace goes for a walk with Diego in the first season with that big purple outfit, those white boots I was in love with, and I was told that at the very end I could maybe have them. So I will be circling back when season 4 is finished.
I really like that outfit you wore right before a Run 5 run in season 1 when they were all at the table and then he ran out and started bouncing between different time periods. You had a really cool outfit on then. So.
Yeah.
Which outfit was that? I didn't hear that. Which outfit?
It's the one right before 5 runs out and freaks out and gets stuck in time.
Yes.
I thought I just had a flash. I was like, she
Is it
was
the blue one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved that one. We were like, can we put that in more episodes? Yeah, that was a really good one. Yeah.
All your outfits are gorgeous.
I know, I'm so lucky.
Let's be real. Yeah. All right, so we have Greg Martini. This is a question, and it's for Cameron. What was it like working with your partner in crime, Mary J. Blige?
Mary J.
How long do we have? So Mary is, I could tell right away that she's the type of person, like she walked in the room stone-faced with huge sunglasses and kind of just sat in the corner and didn't speak. And I saw someone who was strong and vulnerable, and you have to let her come to you. And so I just didn't bother her. We'd sit next to each other on set for hours, but I would just talk to her sister until she was ready to bring her personality forward. What I didn't expect was that she would be basically a 9-year-old girl. She is the biggest kid on the planet. She would say, "Let's go dancing." "Cameron, listen, let's go dancing." And we would dance in the car, be exhausted by the time we got to the club, dance in the club, and dance on the way home. That's all she wants to do, is do Scarface impressions and talk about Tropic Thunder. But what made it so fun is if you weren't in on the game, all you got was the stone-faced Mary. So on set, they were crew who were legitimately intimidated by her, to the point that when it was time for us to come to set, they'd come and say, "Cameron, we're ready for you on set. And if you would let Mary know that we're also ready." She's sitting right next to me, and they just look at her. I'd say, "Hey, Mary, they're ready for you on set." She'd say, "Okay, cool," and she'd kind of dance out there. I love that about her. A fun little story from the show. She only wanted to know what Cha-Cha would know. So she would only read parts of this wacky goddamn story that Cha-Cha was in. So when we did a viewing of episode 1, I said, "Mary, what do you think?" The first thing she goes, "Cameron, what's with the talking fucking monkey?" Oh my God, it fucking killed me. And that's about all that I think is safe to say.
Mary J. Blige is the coolest person on planet Earth.
I also want to say on like a surreal level, I remember being at the premiere party and being on the dance floor, dancing with Mary J. Blige while Mary J. Blige was being DJ'd, and I was like,
"Let's get it."
is anybody else aware of what's happening right this second?
That was the highlight of my life, I think.
Do you remember? That was crazy.
I was like, it won't get better than this.
Yeah, dancing.
This is happening.
I mean, we're going to show him. I just stopped that day. I'm just up here because I look like him. I'm like, that's it.
Can't beat it.
All right, this is from Linkwood86, and it's for all of you. If you could go back in time, what word of advice would you give to your younger self about your future? And this is very deep.
It's very deep, very deep.
Let's go first. I'd be like, "Yo, you're going to be just as rad as you think you are now."
Wow, Jason. Wow. Enjoy having a 38 waistline because you'll never have it again.
I was pretty miserable. I was a head case, so it would probably, after all the research I've done, kind of go to my younger self and say, like, being in your head is really just ego. It's just an ego is a story. And you're trying to be present and connect with people, but you've got two stories going on. In one ear is a constant story about how awesome you are, and the other is how terrible you are. And they are so distracting and exhausting. So knowing that that's what it is, you can then stop it and spot it and swap it and just be present, not think about yourself as much as you do other people. And life's been a lot easier since.
After Cameron's response, do you feel embarrassed for yours, Jason?
There is shame inside of me now.
All right, Jordan, what do you got?
You should be embarrassed. I mean, I was really anxious as a kid, and like I just never really felt good enough. I was such a perfectionist, and that's something I'm still recovering from. But I think I would just go back and tell myself to have more fun, and that like I don't need to achieve anything in order to be good enough. Like I'm good enough as I am, and so I might as well just like love being who I am more, because it's exhausting trying to be something that you're not, and it's not very fun.
I feel like that was a version of what I said, but in a better way.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All true, though. Seriously, be present. That's what I found in life. Just be present.
How about you, Hilly and Hannah?
Yeah, what about you two?
Oh, dear, don't put us. This is about you guys. Hey, wait a second. This is how it works. This is how it works.
Yes.
I don't know. Just have fun. Don't take life too seriously, and just have faith that whatever God's going to open up is going to happen. And then just hold on tight and have fun.
Yeah, hang on tight. Life is a wild ride, ups and downs.
I mean, by the way, that video, y'all, what? That was so good. If we have time, I'll tell a story later about those two. But what's next?
Thank you. The next question is from XX Luna XAEP, and it's for Jordan. What do you think Grace would have named 5 if given the choice?
This is tough because obviously looking back, I know that he's now like almost an elderly man. So in the beginning, I felt that I needed to give him a name, like when I was preparing to shoot and the first season, and I named him Henry. Something very sensible, something that an old man would have. The weight, the gravity that Aiden brings to the character, I think needs to be honored with a really sensible, serious name. So yeah, maybe like Bernard or Henry or Arthur or something.
I'm only calling Aiden Bernie from now on.
He will love that. Yeah, that'll make him really happy.
By the way, that guy is so amazing, that little man. He does so much. He's like a vegan, UN, genius, musician. Like, the dude never stops.
All right, next question is TUA Babe 11. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I would fly.
Yeah, you stole my answer. It's got to be fly. How fun is that?
You learn a lot about a person. You say invisible or fly.
That's a good
I feel
point.
like there's a creepiness
What are you
level.
trying to get away with?
Yeah, the invisible thing seems creepy. Our dad flew 737s, and we've always been obsessed with flying. I know it's easy, but flying.
I mean, I hate to say it, I totally first thought was flying as well. Like, what does that mean about us as a table?
Well,
It means we all want to fly.
Yeah, baby.
How many people out there would want to fly too?
Yeah.
Fly. Just a couple.
Teleportation. That's a good one.
Well, would you want 5's blink? Like, boom.
Yeah.
I don't think Comic-Con fans have put a lot of thought into their favorite superpower and what they would choose.
No, I haven't thought about that at all.
No.
I just would be horrified to get stuck in time.
Oh yeah, that would
wouldn't be
suck.
good.
Yeah.
All right, teleportation is my new one.
I think shapeshift is overlooked a lot.
What would be the first thing you'd shift to?
I
Aren't
don't-
you a shapeshifter anyway? From all the videos I
Dude,
see?
any cosplayer would know that it would help loads if we could just shapeshift, right? All right.
Well, can I just before that say that I look out and all I see is a bunch of amazing artists, because I know you guys build a lot of your own costumes, and I would never know how to do it. I just saw like a zebra man walk by, and like I'm just so impressed by all
I'll
of
say
them.
mummy face with the glasses. I can't tell if you hate or love this right now.
Oh yeah, the invisible guy.
See you.
All right, this next question is from Danny Aiden's Army. What was the most difficult scene to shoot?
Well, that's got to be for you two. You're out there shooting it. We're hiding behind cameras and in offices far away.
Well, I mean, there are emotional scenes, but I think the one scene in season 2 that Hazel comes, what happened, we shot it at Hazel at maybe 55, 57, and I think we realized, like, if you watch the end of Harry Potter, taking a young person and trying to make them look a little bit older really doesn't work. You need to take a young person and make them look way older. So we had to go back and shoot that whole thing again. As an 83-year-old.
That was tough.
And I loved that. I loved being a part of a show that could have been like, well, the budget, we're not going to bring Cameron all the way back to do that again for one scene. But they did, and they actually brought me to go test and see if we could, what 83 looked like, how to get it right.
I think that Steve Blackman was just like in denial over your death to come, right?
He's in denial?
I think he was at the moment. He just wanted you around.
He's the one who fucking wrote it.
I
so
know, we know.
It's so much denial.
Hey,
He's not here to defend himself either.
But hey, Jordan, I mean, the choreography of like the Footloose and that, I mean, like, how was that fun or is that more hard or like?
I'm not a great dancer, but it was so fun. I mean, I loved that David and I got to have our little mini choreography and being in the studio, and it's just really sweet. Like, I feel like they really took the relationships into account when they were choreographing it. But I'd say like the couple scenes that come to mind for being the hardest, obviously like where Diego turns me off was really tough, especially because, you know, emotionally walking that line where you feel the weight of it, but I'm not fully human. It was the last scene of the day, and I was like, stay in it, and it got to like 6 a.m. and they were like, we're not gonna get to it. So I was like, okay, great, I'll come back another day with this. And then there was another time that Emmy and Tom and I got the giggles. It was like midnight. It was the scene where I plate the eggs in a smiley face, and I just couldn't manage to multitask, and I played it upside down, and then Tom forgot his lines over and over, and I was just like laughing on camera. It was very unprofessional.
Probably down in the basement was tough for you too.
Probably what?
Down in the basement with the flamethrower.
The basement was so much fun.
What a crazy ass scene.
Flamethrower.
The weirdest thing about this show is some of the scenes that you would think were really tough to get are easy, and then some of the scenes that should feel easy to cut together become very tough in editorial. I think it's the complexity of the show maybe is a little tricky.
That scene took like 10 days to shoot, and there was a lot of it obviously that didn't make it in because it was just like, it would have probably been the whole episode would have just been me like setting everyone on fire.
But when you did the robot like in a meta way, like that was pretty satisfying. I think,
Thank you. I was waiting 3 seasons for that opportunity.
When we saw that, I was like, oh no, she did. Yeah, she did.
Okay, so we've come to a fun part of this panel, and it is speed round.
We'll see.
Here we go. Answer quickly.
Answer fast.
All right.
So we just do it like boom, boom, boom.
Yes, let's do
No,
that.
but let's do this. Boom, 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 and then boom, 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 boom. So I have at least a little bit of time to think.
You're never first that way.
That's
All
right,
right,
Jordan.
first one is think fast. You're given a briefcase and must time travel to a historic event. Where are you going?
Oh, Woodstock.
Faster.
I would say Prohibition, right after Prohibition in the 20s. I love New York City back then.
This isn't an event. I just really want to see dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna say Jimi Hendrix Woodstock.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys can go together.
When going to set or work, what is one thing you can't leave the house without? Go.
My philosophy books.
AirPods for meditating and music to get in character.
My 80s Spotify playlist.
Iced coffee.
Hazel and Cha-Cha versus the Swedes. Who would win?
Hazel and Cha-Cha, the landslide.
Did you just ask who would win?
I'm not. Do you see how big
What if
he
you
is?
yourself is like the Swedes?
He's like Swedes.
Who did the handler
Yeah, I
send to
got-
kill 5? Like Hazel and Cha-Cha. Hazel and Cha-Cha.
I gotta go with Hazel and Cha-Cha too.
Yeah, right here. You better say
Absolutely.
Have the balls not to.
All right, would you rather have an alien for a dad or a robot for a mom?
Alien Dad.
Damn.
I'm speechless. I don't have an answer. I'm just hurt right now.
Well, you're an unfeeling robot.
Yeah, but aliens are unpredictable. At least
The
you know
alien
what I'm
dad
gonna
could
do.
eat
Ask
you.
him about alien life.
He's trying to kill everyone. I mean, you know,
can
he's a
ask-
dangerous.
This isn't very
presence in a
fast,
kid's
is it,
life.
guys?
We're gonna talk later.
Sorry.
right.
Alien dad. Me too.
Robot mom, duh.
Oh, wait. Way to go,
Thank you.
James.
We'll meet up for a drink later. I don't want to talk to these guys.
That's all right.
You're going to Disneyland. Which Hargreaves sibling are you taking with you?
Klaus.
Is that obvious?
I mean, no, Hopper, security.
Who?
Luther.
Okay, he's pretty fun too.
He's going to walk me to the front of the line.
That's a good
We're going to
point.
be like in Disney jail with Klaus.
I gotta go with Klaus or maybe Ben. I love.
Klaus is gonna get you kicked out.
Exactly.
I'm going with Allison because she could say, I heard a rumor that you let us to the
Oh,
front of the
that's
line
really good.
all day, every day. You're just on Space Mountain on the loop.
Oh
She's
my
like, I heard a rumor none of you wanted to be on Space Mountain today, and it's just yours. And she'd be like, I heard a rumor that you get 10% of the profits for Disneyland in perpetuity.
Wow, you've thought about this before, haven't
Really
you?
intellectual answer.
I think about Disneyland.
I changed my answer to his answer.
All right, coffee black, yes or no?
Sure.
No.
I'm still traumatized the last time I saw y'all over that coffee challenge we did. I'm mad at you. But coffee with cream.
I'm like that obnoxious person that's like half sweet, oat milk, decaf, latte with chocolate on the top.
She's got the
Thank
list.
you.
She's got the
Supporters out there with that.
I know, right? The CVS list for coffee.
All right, this is the last speed round question.
All right, it's the apocalypse. How would you spend your last day on Earth?
Crying with my family.
It's called speed round.
And you have a family, Cameron. You say, with my wife and number 5 and a fifth of bourbon, like staring as the world exploded. I don't know.
I'd be with my family. That's an easy one to think.
I mean,
You guys are boring.
now I'm gonna sound like a cold, heartless person. I was gonna say go like in a hot air balloon ride or something.
That's beautiful.
That'd be a good view, though.
My first instinct was to say get wine drunk, but I didn't think that didn't feel like a healthy way to end the universe.
I said bourbon. I don't know. Whatever.
All right, so I have a special message, and I think it's a video from a Hargreaves sibling. Would you guys like to see it? All right, for our techie staff back there, if we could roll the foot. Oh, hello, hi.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I can't be there with you guys. Really excited to be doing one more season of Umbrella, and I hope you guys are excited to see what we got cooking. Yeah.
A man of few words, David.
David Castaneda, everyone.
David's so hot we had to pixelate that video just so it wouldn't blow everybody's mind away.
Too much.
But David really did want to be here. He's in the UK. I think he was thinking about doing a play. He couldn't get back, but he wanted to do the video. He loves you guys. And yeah, we had to pixelate him. He's too hot.
All right, everyone, we have about 10 minutes left of this panel. So right now, what we're going to do is open it up to the audience. If you have a question, don't be shy, raise your hand, and I believe we're gonna have some tech get to you.
How do we
Where's our techie team to run that
Don't look at
mic
me.
out?
I'm going to make all my friends
Techie
out there ask me
team.
questions.
Shall I come out there myself?
Do it.
Should we?
Pick someone.
Do it.
All right. Da, 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 da. I got
Do a little
legs.
dance
Hold
while you
on,
go
I got
Tiny
legs.
she is.
Da, 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 da.
I don't know, Glenn.
Actually, there was a question submitted. Could you guys describe the last season in one word?
Confidential.
Epically confidential. Also, there's that giraffe guy again. I love that guy.
A mic is being ran around. I have
Mic
no
is
idea
being
who's
passed.
picked.
Here we go. Thank you, guys. Give it up for our tech team. Yeah.
I say we go with Chris, the one holding Christopher right
Chris.
now.
Yeah.
Hi, so glad you guys are here. I'm such a huge fan of the show, obviously. I just want to know, of the seasons that we've seen so far, what's like your all-time favorite episode?
Ooh, yikes. Hey, y'all first. I'm from the South. I'm allowed to say y'all. What about you guys?
I would say that the White Buffalo Suite scene, it felt like it's so fatal in the moment, but I just love the whole idea of these hotels kind of mimicking either side. So I think it kind of culminated in that scene. And I forget which episode it was from last season, but probably around like 7 or 8.
I think the scene in the cabin with Emmy and Elliot and the throat cut was so intense.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that for our show, we bounced so much with different themes and tones that we really were going to a new place after that. I don't think you come back from that. We just have so many great scenes. I mean, we've been on it for 5 years, and Steve Blackman is just so much fun to work for, and Jeff King and all those guys. But that scene, I think, changed the trajectory of like where we were going to go.
I liked in this most recent season the episode, well, for me, from my perspective of having fun shooting it, where I start to go a little sideways and speak in tongues and start worshiping the Kugelblitz. I really enjoyed that for myself.
Hashtag Colty Grace.
Selfishly. What?
Hashtag Colty Grace.
Hashtag Holy Grace?
Colty Grace.
Colty Grace.
Make it a thing by the end of this.
This is a thing now, guys. Hashtag.
I think the wedding scene episode in season 3, I think that it encapsulates that, like, oh, people are in need, what do we do? Whatever the fuck we want to do, because we're dysfunctional, we're going to have a wedding. And then it was heartfelt, but weird. I mean, it was everything that Umbrella Academy can be, with so much pathos. You have 30 hours of TV at that point. Just Reginald walking in was a moment, you know, like, that episode was so full of moments. Watching Ben get back to what he is inside, I really enjoyed watching that.
Well, and your love story was really good for us. Like the hand holding out back in the donut shop. That was such a lovely scene.
Oh, great question.
Yeah, really great question.
Next question.
Look at the super hopeful.
Y'all have to pick. I don't know how to do it anymore.
Where's our
person over
It's
here.
right here, scarf.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. To start off with, for all the past seasons we've had now, we've all had to deal with the whole, like, you know, end of the world scenario. We only have a certain amount of days to prevent it. And now with the final season coming up, everyone's wondering, you know, how you want to end this. But I know you're probably going to give me a confidential right away. I see it in your face. But what would you say, like, the theme will, like, take a different direction instead of, like, you know, oh, well, surprise, surprise, world's gonna end again, time to get back to work. And one last thing, to my friends in the back, Neo and Amber, how you doing? But stop leaving me behind.
Wow. I can say this without being fired by Netflix, is that this season will be very different than you've ever seen the show be. And that's a pretty vague answer, but you know, just to go even deeper on that, I mean, half the making of the show, we've been in a pandemic. We did not start in a pandemic. So the irony of us like dealing with a show where the world's ending as it felt like the world was ending there for a while, I think it started hitting on a pretty like deep level for us as a crew. But yeah, I will say that Blackman's cooked up something very unique that will have a different feel.
And he's keeping it very secret.
Yes. Sorry for the answer,
But I love your
non-answer.
question.
You guys real quick.
Let's go to the opposite side, to the lovely in blue.
Hello, thank you so much for just a fantastic show, and I just wanted to mention thank you for letting Victor's character evolve, and honestly, it's a landmark in history for transgender representation, and it's a moment I will never forget. I've noticed the show is extremely perfectionistic. Everything is just, what in the making of the show, what do you guys do differently? How many takes does it take? How many precise actions and decisions do you have to make it look so perfect?
I wish we had some of our directors here.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan and Cameron might have a fun answer on that. You've been directed by the visiting
Yeah,
directors.
you've been directed by all
Jeff,
like Jeremy Webb and all them.
Yeah, I mean, we have a different director for every 2 episodes, so that makes it really fun and interesting, and it really is different every time. Some days you're just moving super fast and you only get a couple takes, and you know, that scene I referenced earlier with the eggs where I just could not multitask, that one I don't know how many takes we did, but I got to really like have fun with it, because Jeremy, I think, is a bit of a perfectionist himself, so that's always fun as an actor too, to be able to just like try it this way, try it that way. But yeah, it's kind of different every time, I would say. Every episode feels a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it took as many takes as it took, and they try to get it right, and sometimes it's like we nailed it. The frustrating part, some shows let you see the dailies, which are what you just shot right then, and there sometimes you want to, sometimes you don't. Umbrella, you never get to. You do not get to see what you just did, and I'd ask and they'd say no, so you just had to trust them that they were getting what they were looking for.
And I'll jump in on the other side of it. Neville Craig and Craig Wablowski are DPs, so every episode we swap because it's such a big show to prep for. They're both genius DPs. We use the best cameras from Area 65 to Phantoms, but we spend, and that camera's dope. We spend, the lens packages are top of the line, but we spend an insane amount of time thinking about color and sound design. Our friends over at Technicolor, now Formosa, are the best we've ever worked with. So it's just really, our show takes forever, as you guys probably notice. Like a long time.
That's the VFX though. The world building is insane how long it takes to render out some of
But
those
Steve
shots.
Blackman will get into editorial and work with our editors for days on a scene to just get it right. So the answer really is, like he said, it takes as long as it takes, but we won't, like, Blackman won't be rushed. He wants it to be perfect. It's such a weird, nuanced, quirky show. So it's a whole process.
Literally, like we've worked on a lot of shows that aren't necessarily to this level. This is every department head, every person is like the best of the best. So you just have like this all-star team making this show that feels unique because of that type of personality working at the top.
We love Toronto too. Great city.
We have time for one more question from the audience.
It's got to be this one over here.
That guy's,
Yes,
it's got to be the guy with the Spider-Man heart, man.
I know.
I'm worried for his health.
First of all, I want to say hashtag Culty Grace.
Yes, do that. Seriously, I'm serious.
you.
My question is, out of all of the out of all the characters in the Umbrella Academy, if you had to pick favorites, who would be your favorite?
Ooh, dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Danger.
You're trying to break up the family again.
Danger. All right. Well, I'll say
excluding anybody on the stage. I think I will answer for a lot of the fans that Five and Klaus get a lot of play time when it comes to.
they do. I mean, look, you guys. We got someone for everybody. Elliot is so amazing. David's probably one of mine and Jason's greatest friends over the years. We just all kind of click and we kick it a lot in LA. He lives nearby. But all of them, I mean, I was so sad to see Cameron leave. We never stopped being pals, and he's gone on to do a bunch of fancy movies, and he's just such a great friend. We got 5 minutes left, and you know, Jordan's the best. I don't know everybody. The cast is a dream. I'm just being real. It's just like one of those. We knew day one at the table read that we were onto something crazy.
Yeah. I want to do one more question. I think you had one. You seem pretty.
Can we answer the?
Yeah.
I love Luther's arc, and his heart shows in season 3, and he's all heart.
That's right.
That family needs someone who's the heart, and finally you get that. Having said that, it's Klaus.
Oh no! You did Luther. You did Luther. He always gets
he has the best arc.
He gets
well, they're the same height too.
Jordan, what do you think?
I know we only have a few minutes, but I saw.
No, I was just gonna say a mother can't choose a favorite. You know, my God, I love them all.
Jordan's gonna work forever.
All right,
One question. We have like 20 seconds.
special right here, a special question from the fan.
Hi, love your show. Quick question. It seemed a lot of the characters' powers seem to develop with their personalities or as they grow. Greatest example, Vanya, as she learns more about who she is and that her powers kind of grow and she's even able to kind of transfer them and save a life. Was that intentional? Did that just kind of develop through the seasons with the characters?
No. Blackman, man. I mean, Steve Blackman's a genius. He would have, I think, what do you call it, like coffee and donuts or something, whatever he did with you guys in the morning.
Coffee and Coke. Diet Coke.
Coffee and Diet Coke. He loves Diet Coke. And he would literally talk to these folks and then integrate what they are as human beings into it. He took a lot of advice from the graphic comics and stuff, but Steve Blackman really is just such a great captain for the ship on this one.
And definitely intentional. I think even Jordan would say that she got to see her character kind of change through the seasons.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I never knew what to expect, and you don't see the scripts until as you're shooting anyway. So it was always a bit of a surprise for me, just like you guys watching it. Like I would be like, oh, this happens now. So yeah, I think that's what makes it so fun is that it keeps going in different directions, and I think he does write it in tandem with what the flow of the energy is.
Very cool. Okay, our final question. This was from Ashley. All of you, what are you going to take away from a show as big as this from the beginning to the end?
Cameron?
I have to give a shout out for a major commercial show that is weird as shit. It makes me so happy that they can call me and say, you're coming back for season 2, and I can be like, what am I doing? They're like, you're in one scene and you're 83 and a bunch of Swedish people shoot you, and I'm like, great. That's not jumping the shark at all in this show. That's just an errand in this. I mean, that's just normal as shit. I love the way every character's like, wow, this is weirder than anything possible, and they just kind of go like that and keep going with it. It's so great to see something original and fresh get loved like that.
I just feel incredibly grateful for, getting to be a part of it. I love it so much. I love the people involved in so much. I've had so much fun. I feel incredibly privileged to get to play Grace, all the versions of Grace. Like, I just feel like I've grown so much through it and made lifelong friends. And really just I love how the show is all about the superpowers and action and comedy, but at the heart of it, it's just about love and family and really relatable, really important, profound things. And I think that that's pretty rare to be able to do all that in one show, and that's why it's done so well.
When I said Cameron earlier, I meant it. I'm going to take Cameron with me at the end of the show. You're coming home with me. Just great friends. I mean, partners in crime. Partners in crime, just the best people in the world have come into our lives over the last 5 years working on Umbrella Academy, and that's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah, it's been the honor of our lifetime. It's made me a better storyteller. It's made Jamie and I better storytellers together. We know we'll never work on a show like this again because, like Cameron said, this is one of the weirdest fucking shows ever. It feels like it's almost a miracle we got a chance to be on Netflix. But I'm so happy that we were given that chance and that you guys got to come along on the journey with us. So all of you guys will be the biggest blessing we have too.
Y'all have fun this weekend.
Unless you guys have the power to rewind time, we are unfortunately out of time, but they gotta go work on some season 4 business. Can we give it up to this Umbrella Academy ensemble?
Jason and Jamie Neese, Jordan Claire Robbins, and Cameron Britton, everyone. Come on, let's hear it!
Y'all have a great day.
Y'all have a good Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Goodbye. When Hazel passes out because Cha-Cha chokes him with the lamp cord, I literally passed out. So when you watch that, you're actually watching me pass out. I've never gotten to say that before. Bye.